What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel, and today I'm going to talk about the one thing that matters more than anything else on eBay if you want to sell more, make more money. A lot of people have videos, including myself, about secrets and tips and tricks about good lighting and good titles and keywords and descriptions and measurements and all that stuff. It's all important. Don't get me wrong. We do these videos, we tell you guys that's all really, really important. But what is the one secret that everyone wants to know about eBay and selling more and making more money? Well, I've reviewed hundreds and hundreds of stores, and for free, mind you, over the last few months, and I have found that the one secret, the one huge thing that makes a difference in all the stores I've reviewed that are doing really well and all the stores that are not doing so well and need an improvement. And 9 times out of 10, the photos, the descriptions, the titles, those are all little things that will help. The biggest single thing is sell better items. Well, that sounds like a no-brainer. Sell better stuff, make more money, of course. What does that actually mean? What does sell better items mean? Somebody can tell you to sell Burberry. What does that mean? Sell Burberry because it's a great brand? We all know it's a great brand. We all know people want it. We all know it sells for more money. It may not necessarily be as readily available, so we kind of have to work with what we have, and we have to have a scale of what is considered a better item outside of the obvious Burberrys and Gucci's and all that. And what is considered a better item as far as eBay is concerned. Also, what is considered a mid-range item. What is an item where, most of the time you'll do decent on it, sometimes and what is that bottom tier item? What is those items that you should just stay away from? And there is one good way, there's an amazing way to tell how good these items are. And obviously you can look at the solds and see what the prices are and all that stuff, but I'm gonna show you how to look at solds in a different way today. Let me take you over to my screen, and please excuse my voice. I know it's bad, but excuse it. But I'm gonna take you over to my screen, and I'm gonna show you guys how to look at solds and actives together to see if an item is worth your time and money, and to see how quickly you can expect that it's gonna sell. Let's take a look right now. Okay, here we are on my eBay channel, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. First item I pulled up was a Burberry Brit shirt that I've sold. It's kind of a subdivision of Burberry, just a style shirt that they make. And if we scroll down and we look, and this is sold listings over the last 60 days. So 1,313 Burberry Brit shirts have sold, this is used as well, over the last 60 days. Look at the prices, 33, 41, 42, 189, 26, 85. High-end prices. I mean, everything 25, 30 bucks and up. So obviously Burberry Brit is a brand with a high selling price if you can find it. But let me show you the most important thing. I'm going to show you this on every brand that I'm about to show you guys. So we saw that there was 1,313 sold. Look how many are active. Only 467 active. What does that tell us? Well, that tells us that most of the Burberry Brit shirts that are listed sell. There are nearly 3 times, or more than 3 times, or nearly 3 times as many solds as there are actives. That is a good thing. If we had 400 sold and 1,300 active, that would mean not as many of them sell, like 1 in 3, 1 in 4. So let me show you another one. This is Tommy Bahama. 17,000 listings is sold. Well, what does that tell us? Well, first of all, that tells us there's a lot of Tommy Bahama merchandise available, and there's a lot of people buying it. So both things are kind of good. One is good because a lot of people are buying it. That's always good. And one is kind of good because, well, there was a lot of saturation, but it's sold. So let me look at the actives. 38,000. So this is not as good as Burberry, because out of 38,000 plus the 17,000 that sold, that means total in the last 60 days, 55,000 Tommy Bahama shirts have been listed and 17,000 have sold. It's not bad. And Tommy Bahama used to be a lot better. This number would have been like 20,000 over 30,000. It's still a decent shirt. And if we scroll down, we can look at the average sell prices. Always up around, there's always some lower ones, but typically they're in the $15 to $20 range. So you can get a good idea of just what it's going to sell for. And then we know that this might take a little while, because basically out of 55,000, 17,000 sold, which is what, about a little more than a quarter, maybe around a third. So essentially with a third of these selling every 60 days, it could be 6 months is the longest time. So your rotation on this is anywhere from 60 days to 3 times that, 180 days, which is 6 months. So 2 to 6 months on average to sell a Tommy Bahama shirt, unless it's special. A Burberry Brit shirt, 467 listed, 1,300 sold. That's 1,700 total listings and 1,300 sold. You are less than a 30-day turn time on a Burberry Brit shirt. More like 2 weeks is the average turn time for a Brit shirt. Let's move over here to something like Croft & Barrow. 735 sold, 4,100 listed. So you can obviously see that most of them don't sell. And if we scroll down the solds, we see just how cheap. Look, groups of them. Sold shirts, not even as good as the Tommy Bahamas. A lot of threes, ones, fives, some 13s, some 19s. I mean, there's a few, but not nearly the Tommy Bahama level. So this shows us, and it's got a worse percentage. This shows us that this is a much worse brand. And if you do this for every brand of shirt, you will see, just like the Tommy Bahama, the Burberry Brits, 735 sold in 60 days. Not very many. That tells us about 12 to 14 a day are selling. On Burberry Brit shirts, 1,300 in 60 days. Well, that's pretty easy math. 20 would be 1,200, so it's something like 25, 24 a day are selling. Really good. So let's move over here to Eileen Fisher, some women's stuff. 2,600 sold and only 2,700 listed. So 1 in 2. 1 out of every 2 Eileen Fisher sells in a 60-day turn. Not to mention, look at the sales prices. 20, 19, 29, 19, 24, 24, 24, 24, some 12s, 22, 29, 22, 31, 20. You can see that most Eileen Fisher shirts are between $20 and $30. Some of them above, some of them low, but a pretty good average sell price. So this would be something you'd label down as an Eileen Fisher. You're going to average $20, maybe $25, so you can pay up to $5 for these. And it's a pretty quick seller, Eileen Fisher. Look over here at Lilly Pulitzer. 1,083 sold and 2,700 listed. So this is a little less enticing as Eileen Fisher. Lilly Pulitzer doesn't do quite as well. Still decent, but not quite as well. And then look at the average sell price is much lower. Most of these sell prices, $10 to $15, some of the originals, $20. So you can start making a spreadsheet of these brands. You can start making lists of these brands, ones that you see over and over again. Take notes when you're out at the stores and write down the brands and then come back and research them. And then you can mark off these brands and eventually you'll have a list of real bolos. Be on the lookouts for. You'll know about how often they sell. You'll know about the average sell price and whether one is a top tier item, a middle tier, or a lower tier. Now I know this takes some time and that's okay because you only got to do it once and then you're good from then on out. If the prices start changing as you list them, then you'll know to adjust that, hey, I got to pay less, or hey, this one's not popular anymore, etc. I'm going to go for one more here. This is Express women's, 6,200 sold Express women's shirts and 16,000 listed. So you can see not a very good ratio and some really low sell prices. Let's go over to my ties, one of my favorite things. Look at Joseph A. Bank. This is kind of a lower tier tie. I don't do so well on these. Most of these sell super cheap, under $10, $5, $4, $3, $2. That kind of price. And if we look at the solds versus the listed, we have 1,188 sold and we have 5,200 listed. So not very good ratios. Look at Ralph Marlin, which is the Harley tie that I sold the other day for $2,150. 1,067 listed or sold, 2,900 listed. Not bad, better than Joseph A. Bank, but not amazing. The sale prices, if they're original, will do pretty well, a little better. You're talking $10 to $12 ties on most of them. 24. The Harley ones do really well. 23. Some better ones, some cheaper ones. But overall, slightly better than the Joseph A. Banks. Here's one of my favorites. This is Charvet. 571 sold and 319 active. An amazing, amazing sell-through rate. Look at the prices. $39, $23, $52, $31, $57, $59, $89. Very expensive tie. This is a $200 to $300 tie in retail. At least $200 on most of them. Let's go over to our old favorite here, Donald Trump. 2,500 sold. And 1,600 active. So there you go. 4,100 and over half, 60% of them sold. Really, really good sell-through rate on Trump ties, no matter what you think. And then you can get a good idea of the average price. Everywhere from 15 to 20, and then some above 20. Really good idea of what they are worth. There's a $44 one. It's original. 69, 70 bucks for 3 of them. Not bad. That's, $23 a piece. 37, 22. So you get the idea that most of these are $20 ties, $25 ties. And you have a good sell-through rate on it. So Trump's a good tie. So you can sit and do this for all the brands that you have. And if you have stuff that's not selling, check the sell-through rate against the rest of eBay. And I bet you'll find that the ones that aren't selling are probably in that lower echelon of lower tier brands and sell-through rates. A brand may be good in your head or good to other people, but that doesn't mean it actually is good on eBay. Okay, so let me show you guys this fancy little feature as well. A lot of you don't know about on eBay. Some of you do. Under this growth tab right at the top of your screen, there's a sourcing guidance. And that's going to bring you on over here to this sourcing guidance page. And this sourcing guidance page will allow you to search all the categories, not just clothing, but all the categories on eBay. And here is our clothing accessories. You can click on that and you can select whatever you want. And let me show you what I was talking about here. I'm under women's tops and blouses, and you can select new and used, but mostly used. Here, the average sell price, 84% of all the items are less than $20. So most women's shirts do not sell over $20. Only 15% of them go for $20 to $100. None of them go for over $100 to $500. Very, very few. Look at this, the seasonality as well. They max out in June, April, May, June. And of course, here in winter, right now, January, February, they are low. T-shirts and tops don't do so well right now. But look at when they do. Look at the top selling brands. And of course, look what's right there. Eileen Fisher. We all know LuLaRoe sells well. Soft Surroundings, Torrid. This score is a growth opportunity score. It's based on how quickly an item will sell and its demand, supply and demand. This isn't a guarantee. It's just most likely LuLaRoe items will sell quickly. Anything over a 50 is pretty good. At 60, you're really good. At a 77, it's an awesome score. So J. Jill, Free People, Johnny Was, Torrid, Soft Surroundings, all brands we know. You can either come down here and look at this. I've selected Lily Pulitzer for you guys. It's a 55. It's less than the Eileen Fisher 67, but like I said, it's average. It's decent. It's a little better than average, actually. It's a little better than 50, and it's still a good brand. So you can select any brand here. I'll clear this one. You can go through and select any of your brands and get a good idea if they're decent to sell. Let's look at something like 7 for All Mankind. Let's apply that. It's an 18. 7 for All Mankind is not doing very well right now, and that's true. I've had a lot of trouble selling those jeans, and the prices have really dropped out of them. It doesn't mean that they're not a good thing to sell. It just means right now they're not selling well, which is surprising because it is winter and people are buying jeans. But there you go. Probably the men's side, they would do better. Speaking of men's, I pulled up the dress shirts for you. A little bit better, 74% are under 20, 25% between 20 and 100. You guys can see the seasonality, March and April, a spike. Down here in December, the low. January, February, not bad. We're getting ready to get into these dress shirt seasons. I guess Easter helps, Valentine's Day, I'm not sure. Brooks Brothers, 64, really high. Brioni, a shirt that I've sold. Vineyard Vines, Lacoste, Polo, Southern Tide, Hugo Boss, all brands that we know. Let's come down here and search out that. Let's do Croft & Barrow. Where I told you guys it's a terrible brand. So here it is. Let's see what it goes on. I haven't selected this one yet. Oh, it's a 1. Look, guys, there you go. If you're selling Croft & Barrow guys shirts, stop. Stop selling them. They're a 1. They're not going to sell. This is based on eBay's sales history, plus we just looked at their sales history. These are the things you got to look at, guys. So when somebody like me or anyone else is telling you to sell better items, this is what we mean. There's just things that don't sell. They might look good to you, but who cares how you think about them, whether you like them. It doesn't matter if I like them, you like them. It matters what the eBay customers like, and they don't like Croft & Barrel, and they don't like dress shirts for men from Croft & Barrel. So go through your stuff. Go through your active listings. This is a great way to figure out what stuff you have that's junk, what stuff you have that's probably overpriced because you're trying too high for it, stuff you can lot together, stuff you can donate. Just go through and make sure you're selling good stuff. If your store is full of 60s and 70s and 50s, it's going to sell. If your store is full of 1s and 10s, it's not going to sell. Just point blank, period. And that's what we mean by selling better stuff. So get your store with better inventory, better sell-through rates. Not to mention, the quicker your stuff sells, the better your store will be ranked and the more attention it's going to get anyway. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. Sorry about my voice. Hopefully it comes back tomorrow. I'll have another video for you guys tomorrow night. I have an excellent video Sunday night for you guys. So pay attention, keep up, and keep doing the good work. And hopefully this helps you guys make some more money. See you guys tomorrow.